What's up and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking about Teen Mom 2. This is season 9, episode 10, and the title of this episode is This Can Go One of Two Ways. Let's start off with Briana. So they're leaving for Puerto Rico and Devoin is coming. While on the vacation, they plan to tell Nova about the name change. They just want to see what she feels about it. And Briana tells the producers that Devoin might not be the best dad in the world, but at least he tries. When she said that, I really didn't know how to take that. Because from the looks of it, now, again, we're all viewers watching on the outside looking in, but at the same token, we don't get to see everything. But I kind of felt some type of way when she said that, he's not the best dad in the world, but he tries, because it's like, to me, it seems as though Devoin is present. I don't know. Let's move on to Jenelle. So Barb, she arrives in New York City to meet with Jace's father. Barbara, she FaceTimes Jenelle to let her know that she's made it there and not to tell Jace why she's in New York. Jenelle says that she wouldn't go to see Jace's father because he's never sober. Let's move on to Kailyn. So Kailyn is trying to rebuild her relationship with Chris, and she's been staying over when she doesn't have the boys with her. So she FaceTimes Becky to tell her that Chris sent a text message by accident, which it was really meant for his ex. So moving on, the next day, it's Lincoln's birthday party. On the way there to the party, she discusses with her cousin that Chris has decided to come to the party. Let's move on to Leah. So Addie goes to spend time with her father, and he tells her during their visit that he'll be around more often. He even joked about quitting his job. Let's move on to Chelsea. So Chelsea still wants Cole to adopt Aubrey. In the next scene, they mention that Aubrey is spending the night with her grandparents for their monthly visit, but the courts have ordered an agreement where she can only go over there if Adam is nowhere around. If he isn't present, that's the only way that she's able to go over there and spend the night. Later that night, Chelsea gets a text from Adam's mother saying that Adam is at the house, so they better come and get Aubrey. So Cole leaves immediately to go get Aubrey. Chelsea didn't want to come along, but he told her it's okay, he's got it, that he would go ahead and go pick up Aubrey. Let's go back to Kailyn. So at Lincoln's party, they seem to really be having a really great time. Chris shows up with the gift for Lincoln, and he does ignore Kailyn. Let's go back to Briana. Briana and her family all arrive in Puerto Rico, and they waste no time getting on the jet skis and just really having a good time out there. It looks so beautiful. It just seemed like really good vibes out there. So Briana says that it feels weird having Devoin there, but I don't think that it should feel weird. I don't understand why she feels that way. They're not together. I think that's clear that they're not going to be together, or he's not trying to get with her. It's not even on that level. It's clear that he's there for the sole purpose of his daughter. Like, it's nothing else, nothing romantic going on. Devoin is there to spend time with Nova and for Nova to be able to create some new memories with her father. I just believe that she probably feels that way because she's in a new relationship and she's worried about what he might feel is weird, or if he thinks that Devoin going on this trip is weird. I think that's really what it is, nothing else. Let's go back to Jenelle. So Barbara is supposed to meet with Jace's father, Andrew, and he ends up standing her up. So she calls and leaves a message telling him, this will be the last time that she makes any attempt to see him. She adds that you would think that you would want to see pictures of Jace and talk about your son. How do you reach out to the producers and then you get this opportunity and you don't even show up? Let's go back to Leah. So Leah tells her boyfriend, so far so good with Jeremy. He's making more of an effort to see Addie. That makes her happy because what makes her daughter happy makes her happy. Let's go back to Chelsea. So Cole's on his way with Aubrey. He's already picked her up, and once he gets back home, they tell Aubrey to go downstairs. Cole explains what happened when he went to pick up Aubrey. Adam's mother said that she doesn't understand why Aubrey had to leave. Now, wasn't she the one to text Chelsea and say, Adam's here, you better come and get Aubrey? So now when we come and pick her up, you don't understand why she has to leave. I feel like Cole did very well with being assertive and putting his foot down. Chelsea added that she feels that Aubrey needs to take a break from going over there since they can't follow court orders. Let's go back to Jenelle. So while Barbara is still at this cafe, the place that she was supposed to meet Andrew ends up calling her back, and he says that he's in Florida with his father. His father is very sick. I believe he said his father has cancer and it's not looking too good, and so he went to Florida to be with his mom to help her during his father's last days. He puts his mom on the phone, and she says that she would love to meet her grandson, and Barbara says that she'll consider letting Jace meet his grandmother. Let's go back to Kailyn. Kailyn talks with Chris's aunt because she came to Lincoln's party, and it's obvious that she wants someone who isn't fully invested in her. I feel like he's just not there. Has nothing to do with Kailyn as a person. I think it's just him. He's just not ready to commit. He shows up to the party. He brings a gift, which is nice, but he doesn't even talk to her. And even though she's mad about the whole text situation, she decides to go up to him and say hi. Let's go back to Briana. So over dinner, Briana slides in a conversation of Nova having her father's last name. I feel like Nova doesn't really understand, because she's young. I feel that they all make light of the situation, just telling her that it's cool to have two names, or it's cool to have your father's name. Briana tells Nova that she can have both her last name and her father's last name. Let's go back to Kailyn. So the next day, Kailyn talks to her cousin and I believe a friend about the party and Chris. While talking to both of them, she receives a text from Chris, and it says, "I love you, Miss Lowry." Kailyn says that she's getting to the point where she wants to settle down. She gets very emotional while talking later that day, or this could have been the next day, to her producer. She doesn't understand why Chris won't commit to her. Again, I really feel like it has nothing to do with her as a person. It's just him. He's just not ready for that. And if he's still texting his ex, he's conflicted, and he still kind of someone wants to do his thing. So I feel like that's your sign there. Pick up the pieces and move forward. You can't make someone want to settle down or want to be, there's nothing that you can do. That person has to be ready. So if he's not ready, it's a good thing that you are seeing that. That's a sign you received a text that wasn't really meant for you, but for another female, but you've been spending all this time with him. So that lets you know right there. I mean, you guys are just on two different paths. You want two different things. Let's go back to Jenelle. So Barbara calls Jenelle to fill her in, and Jenelle is cutting her mom off, ready to bash Andrew. Barb tells her that she thinks that it might be time for Jace to meet his other grandmother, and Jenelle responds that she needs to think about it. I really do think that as long as it's a safe environment, if Barbara kind of checks it out and maybe sits down, has a conversation with this woman, just checks her environment out, sees what type of woman she is, I don't think that it can hurt. I feel that he does need to know his other side of the family. A lot of times when children are just used to one side, they still, when they grow up, they feel lost because they need to know their other side of the family. You don't want kids to feel like they don't know who they are, or a piece of them is missing. So I do think it would be a good idea. Let's go back to Chelsea. So Chelsea goes over her mom's, and they start talking about Aubrey's situation. Once again, I think, like I said, this whole season is just going to be based off of Aubrey and her father and all the drama that comes along with that. And Chelsea tells her mother not to discuss certain things with Aubrey. She adds that she doesn't want her her pushing the adoption topic on Aubrey, but wants Aubrey to come to her to talk about it. I need to hear your guys' thoughts on Teen Mom 2. This is season 9, episode 10, and the title of this episode is This Can Go One of Two Ways. Let me know what you thought about each one of these couples in the comment section down below. Give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video with a friend who also loves watching Teen Mom 2. Subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified on the next time I make an upload. And again, I look forward to having a conversation with you guys down in the comment section down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.